What's up, guys, and welcome to the show. So I'm hugely excited to do this video today. I'm very excited to talk about this. Give me one sec. Now, what I'm talking about today is two organizations that really hated each other. They had a big history of actually hating each other. This one organization actually threatened to sue another organization. They kind of battled it out and stuff, but they're actually getting together to give a big giant middle finger to the WWE universe. Now, these two organizations is Lucha Underground versus Impact TNA. That's right. These two organizations have actually got together and are holding a pay-per-view that's going to be Lucha Libre versus Wrestler. Lucha Libre versus Wrestling. Luchador versus Wrestler. It's going to be huge, or at least it had the potential to be huge. I'll talk about that in a second. I'm really very excited about this. And of course, this is a big giant FU to Vince McMahon and the WWE universe, because it's no coincidence that this is happening the day before WrestleMania. It's happening in the exact same city that WrestleMania is happening, and it's happening in a venue that's very close to the venue that WrestleMania is happening at. This is obviously was planned to happen like this. The fact that it's even said in their advertising that they want to get you to tune out from watching the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony and tune into this instead. Now, I'll read you a match list of what's happening during Impact versus Lucha Underground. Now, I'm not a fan of the match list. I'll get to this right now. It's Scott Steiner and Teddy Hart versus OVE, Brian Cage versus El Drake, Trevor Lee versus Famous B, Moose versus Chavo Guerrero Jr. versus Matt Seidel versus Jack Evans versus Calby Connolly. I don't know if I said that wrong, and I do apologize. Versus Matanza. Austin Aries and Ray Phoenix versus Alberto El Patton and Pentagon Jr. LAX versus the Mac and Killshot for the tag team titles. Tyra versus Ali for the Knockouts title. Aerostar and King Kuruno, I said that wrong, and Drago versus DJZ and Andrew Everett, and I don't know how to say that, something Xavier, and Eddie Edwards versus Jeremy Crane. Now, normally I would be here. I am actually like going to be watching this because I think it's going to be amazing. I can't believe they're actually doing this. But in which the match list was a little bit better. They ended up weighing too heavily on the tag team and team aspects instead of going singles competition with a couple matchups here and there. Now, they're doing a pre-show apparently as well. Now, I don't know what's involved in the pre-show, if they're going to have any matches during that or not. If they do, they haven't announced any yet, and they haven't announced any yet, there's probably not going to be any because it's actually tomorrow. Now, what I would have done is you have Scott Steiner, but you're putting him into a shitty tag team match. I would have done something like this. Scott Steiner versus Mil Muertes. That would have been a huge matchup. I think they ruined it by doing the match list up that they ended up doing. I think they should have done, like I said, even a lot of Lucha Underground is main stars. They actually aren't involved in this, which I'm really surprised that there's no Sexy Star. I'm so surprised that there's no Prince Puma. I'm surprised that there's no Vampiro. I'm surprised that there's no, there's no main stars. There's no Mil Muertes, like from Lucha Underground, that could have actually brought that audience, that could have actually brought that crowd. Instead, it's kind of just like, you're doing a company versus a company that has, competed in this company, that's competed in that company. So what company are they competing for? Lucha Underground, for those of you who don't know, actually has seasons. They wrestle for 4 months and then they take about 8 months off. I'm probably backwards on that. A lot of the guys actually do jump over in that time to TNA or Impact, sorry. So a lot of these guys that are actually involved in this match are basically involved in both companies, so you don't really know what company they're fighting for, which that's kind of left me confused a little bit. when I seen the match list, I was kind of hoping to see guys who are just in Lucha Underground versus guys who are just in TNA, and some of those matches weren't even Lucha Underground versus Impact. They were just Impact versus Impact. Some of those matches, which really kind of surprised me and really left me with my head scratching. And I thought also, you know, a lot of the matches would be kind of different. You know, I know you have an I Quit match, but you could have built on that with a cage match, an I Quit match, a best 2 out of 3 falls, you know, that type thing. Especially if you want to compete with WrestleMania. You're competing with a company that has the likes of Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, Undertaker versus John Cena. You know, you're having these guys compete with guys like to that caliber, and yet you're having these kind of team matches and whatnot. I'm still very excited for this, but I'm a little disappointed in match selection. Now, I'm hoping it does really well, because there's a feature that they're offering that I'm kind of confused by. I don't know how it's going to work, but during certain matches, they're letting fans do the commentary for. So instead of having actual ringside commentary, they're going to have fans do the commentary for them. I'm very curious. Sorry about that. I'm very curious to see how this is actually going to work, doing the fan commentary thing. I don't know if it's going to be something that you're going to be able to hear the fans do the commentary for. I don't know if you know what I mean? Like, I'm very curious as to how it's going to be. Apparently you're going to be able to do it from your own home, so I'm very curious as to how that's going to be. Me personally, I love doing commentaries and stuff like that, so I obviously love this feature. But I think that's pretty much the only thing that they really got going for them, because I think they totally missed the mark on match selection. I think that's where they're going to lose everybody, is match selection and Underground not pulling, like I said, that Prince Puma, that Sexy Star, that Mil Mortez, you know, they're bigger, tougher main stars. Also, if I was them, I would have done more of a champion versus champion type thing, maybe a main event, you know, Impact World Champion versus, you know, Lucha Underground World Champion, you know, title versus title type thing, and, you know, tag team champions versus tag team champions, you know what I mean? Like, I would have probably done that more as well, but I don't know if this is also going to be an annual thing. If it's an annual thing next year, I would like to see more of that, more of the singles type competition, more of the champions versus champions, more that type thing. But is Vince McMahon worried about it? Honestly, no, I really don't think so. If I was Vince McMahon, I wouldn't even care, because like I said, I think they lost everybody during match selection on this. I personally am still really excited. I don't think anybody's going to really tune out of the WWE Hall of Fame like they really are going for. I really don't think that anybody's going to watch this and then not watch WrestleMania. You know what I mean? I really don't think that people there are going to buy tickets to this and not buy tickets to WrestleMania. I really don't think kind of the goal of this is going to be really, you know, there. I think their goal is to kind of pull people away from WWE and pull them into, you know, Lucha Underground and pull them into Impact as well, to let Vince and everybody know that they're still there and they're still relevant. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they totally missed their mark on it, but I'm still really excited for it because of the fact that I'm always excited about Lucha Libre stuff. I'm always really excited about it. I'm definitely going to be watching it. Like I said, I believe it's set for 2.5 hours, plus pre-show, stuff like that, and apparently there's like a VIP thing going on as well. So, anyway, I'm going to shoot a not reaction video, but a review video of what I thought of it and what I thought of all the matches. So stay tuned for that, guys. Anyway, that's my video. Like, comment, and subscribe.